Hey, New Hope family, it's Pastor Matt with your devotional thought for today. In Exodus chapter 20, we see the following words written. Now when all the people saw the thunder and the flashes of lightning and the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, the people were afraid and trembled. And they stood far off and said to Moses, You speak to us and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us lest we die. Moses said to the people, Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin. As I mentioned, this is out of Exodus chapter 20, and you may be aware of this, but Exodus 20 actually begins with the recording of the Ten Commandments. It shows us how the Lord himself gave these Ten Commandments to Moses, and this is describing what's happening on Mount Sinai at that time. And as you saw in the text here, the mountain itself was rumbling. There's thunders and lightning, and there's smoke billowing off of the mountain, and the sound of a trumpet, and people were genuinely terrified. I was thinking about this because our God came to the earth and gave the law to his people. And he did this out of his grace and mercy towards them, for his glory to be revealed, yes, but also that they might have better quality of life, that their lives might be improved because they obey what God has commanded for them. It stands to reason that since God is our creator, he knows what's best. And since he knows what's best, he gives the commands that the people would do what's best for them and also maximize his glory in doing so. But I love this instance because the people are freaking out. They are absolutely terrified because God's presence is manifested in this space, in this physical realm. And this is not the fullness of God's power. This is not the fullness of his strength on display. This is just a small amount of it. But even this small display of God's power is given for the purpose of these people's betterment. He gives this to them so that they might have a genuine fear of the Lord. And why is that beneficial? Well, Moses clarifies here in verse 20. Moses said to the people, Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin. If we look to who our God is and his glory and his radiance and his power and his might and his hatred of evil, then we might do well to have a genuine fear of the Lord so that we might also not fall into sin. That we might say, no, I know the wrath that awaits those who continue in sin and don't walk by the Spirit. And rather than face the damnation that my God rightly dispenses on all the wicked, I want to walk in a manner worthy of his calling so that he might be glorified and that I can receive the gift of life that he has graciously given to me. So may we choose to do just that, brothers and sisters. May we choose to honor the Lord and let our genuine understanding of his character, of his goodness, of his power and his strength and the wrath that will be revealed, may we allow those things to motivate us to live in accordance with the Spirit who's within us and not live for ourselves.